right. So what do you want?
Here we are.
Ta-da!
All About Reclaimed. We are upstairs. This is your
Workroom.
This is your workroom.
Yep.
I don't know if you've never been here before. This place is really cool.
It's where Pinterest comes to live. And
I mean,
actually,
if you are a bride and you are planning a wedding, you need to come into this building. And you need to see this gentleman.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm excited about this. I've never done anything like this before.
Well, how about we go over your first excitement?
Yes, the first thing I
Speaking
saw.
of brides. Speaking of brides. Okay, here.
Okay.
Will you go to prom with me?
I will. This is my ring corsage. They're orchids. Oh wow! And I get a whole. We have a whole
collection.
This is ceremony. This is reception, and now I'm going to be crowned. I feel like I want to wear this tonight. Like this crown.
You should. I have crowns downstairs.
I wish I had. Oh, this is amazing. Look at this.
I know, isn't it great? Because it's dimensional.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, and I don't have a suit on. Where are we at? Here. I don't have a suit on.
Yeah, but you can just stick it in your.
That's a pocket insert.
This is our prom photo.
We're going to prom. Could you imagine? Those poor kids wouldn't know what hit them.
They wouldn't know what to do. They'd be like, who are these two?
Who are the geriatrics?
Who are these dinosaurs coming to our wedding? And we're back at All About Reclaimed. And let me tell you, this space is absolutely stunning. If you're a bride or planning any kind of event, this is exactly where you want to be. Today, Jeff actually walks me through creating one of his past arrangements, and it's just beautiful. Lush greens, elegant lilies, a humane trap. Yes, you heard that correctly. And so many thoughtful details that bring it all to life. We spend time in the shop, laughing, creating, and talking about everything in between. It's fun, it's inspiring, and if you're listening, you're definitely going to want to check out the video for this one. Let's get going. This is very exciting. I'm wearing an apron. I actually like wearing aprons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I bake, I wear an apron. If I pick up a shift at Delaterra, I wear an apron, and it's similar to this.
Well, let me take your flowers from you,
yes, thank
Princess.
you, sir.
You can wear the crown.
Thank you. Okay. I can wear this while we... All right, so I'm going to let you take the lead here.
What are we going to do today? Well, Laura, you had asked me in part one about my most favorite arrangement.
Yes.
And I blew your mind because the reaction was priceless.
I was like, what?
I have the most amazing clientele that lets me do ridiculous things. Absolutely. I've done terrible things to my clients to make a point. And because this is PG, I have to behave myself, and I promise I will. My wife told me no cussing this time, so
and you promised Tammy Shu, also.
Yes, I did.
And
yes.
me.
Yes.
But she's above me, so.
Right.
Okay.
And Tammy has my phone number, so.
Yeah.
You got to stay.
You're right down the street, so I wouldn't put it past her to come up here
and kick some butt.
Wave her finger at you. No, she wouldn't do that.
So, my favorite arrangement, the most unusual arrangement I've ever made, was in a live animal trap.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Miss Laura Crago and I are working in live animal traps today.
Oh, amazing.
Okay, so
you already have your I
already have my vessel.
Okay.
I have my water source, and in floral design, in some cases, there is the thing called a mechanics or mechanism. And the mechanism is the grid that you insert all of your stems into because it gives it air and opens the arrangement up. It's not that, as we know, wealthy woman who's a designer with a staff makes those. They're called Biedermeier arrangements, and they're just a mass of arrangements, or mass of flowers. Those are fine if you want to do something ultra classic, but I like deconstructed, open, and unusual. So with a grid like this, or the mechanics like this, we can open this arrangement up. So I'm going to work with Laura step by step. Okay. We're going to start with the foliage.
I'm so excited to do this.
Well,
okay.
It's an experience, and it's really cool when you're done and you go, oh my God, I took a bucket of cut product and turned it into a work of art. Because every piece that we do here at All About Reclaimed is a work of art, one of a kind.
It really is. that little window. So when you first come in, obviously you have a room to the left that looks like a seamstress workshop or something. And
Yeah,
you
downstairs.
Yeah. And then to the right of the stairs, you've got that little
niche with all the fairy garden moss covered.
But the lamps that you have with
I made out of lampshades.
Yes, with the big bulbs.
Yep. What I did
That's
is,
cool.
Again, my hashtag is not your mother's florist. I collect antiques. I collect things that people throw away because they're done with their original use.
Okay.
Well, cloth-covered lampshades are on a metal frame. So what I did is I had a staff member take green sheet moss and wire and cover the mechanics in green sheet moss because we hang those from trees for outside ceremonies. Oh. That's why they have the big Edison bulbs in them.
That's cool.
Because it's a juxtaposition. It's the mechanical and the organic in one piece. And we hang those in multiple levels throughout a tree or an arch or however you want to do it. And it becomes a focal point or a ceremony space or a lounge or a photo op. I think it's called a step and repeat now.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that term. I've heard
it's that. It's a photo op is what it is.
Yes.
So, again, as we talked about in session 1, there's very few things that I can't recycle. And as I said before, I just turn it upside down, look at it backwards, kind of get a vision of what it could be. And again, ta-da, these are live and they're new. There's been nothing captured in any of these.
But they're humane traps.
They're humane traps,
right. For anyone listening.
Right.
And if you're listening, it doesn't really make sense, honestly. Like, you should be watching. That's the whole point of this.
Right, exactly.
And I'm working with what I got here, We're in our space. We've got 2 animals.
Yep, I'm not sure which camera. I'm not Lucille Ball. I don't get the 4-camera thing.
Well, there's also a wall with shelves in front of us. So
we're kind of trapped in here.
We're making it happen. I'm excited. Okay,
so
all right.
The first rule of floral design is you can make it shorter, you can't make it longer. So what you want to do
is hair.
It's just like hair. So what you want to do is you want to find the bottom of your container. You want to measure and try to find the bottom of your container and simply make your insertions.
Okay, so wait, I kind of saw what you did there. Will you do it one more time
we'll
for
do
me?
it again.
Yep.
You basically find your depth because you want to try to get all of your stems, I'll turn this way, all of your stems to the bottom of the container. Because what happens is we're all intelligent beings, the water evaporates. And if you don't focus on that water level, they dry up and wilt. And we don't want them to do that. We want them to last 7 to 10 days. I had Valentine's Day flowers. I just had a client tell me that his are still there, that he sent to his girlfriend, and that was almost a month ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that Terry showed me the heart roses that you still have for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen those before.
Well, again, that's what we specialize in, are large head, high petal count roses. They're not grocery store roses. They're not box store flowers because of the fact that they're more expensive. But they have a better shelf life. Oh. And it's all about the value. I hear all the time, and it just
literally copying everything that you're doing. So
well, that's fine, because that's what's nice about this. It's a very simple arrangement to get started, and then you just kind of enhance it as you go along.
Yeah. Oh, the greenery! I love it.
And this greenery is wonderful. This is a variety that's a very long stem and very full. It's really nice.
I love how full it is. I love how full it is.
Because what that does is it saves me money on product that I can put into the focal flowers instead of trying to fill the container full of foliage to enhance. Oh, and here's a mistake I just made twice. Make sure that your stems go in the water.
Oh,
because we're working from up above.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah, we really are.
And as a young man, I spent a lot of time. My parents had 18 acres in the country.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time by myself, wandering the woods and investigating Mother Nature. And one of the things that used to intrigue me were little natural-made terrariums in mason jars or like old medicine bottles. Because what you'll find is they'll be broken in the woods like this, and there'll be a hole in the bottom. Well, Mother Nature will start to invade that space, and it creates its own environment.
I'm going real slow here.
And I was always intrigued with that idea of nature regaining control of its environment. So that's what always inspired me, was to try to keep things natural and organic, and the way Mother Nature would build them, and the way she would take advantage of the space.
Okay.
So most of my arrangements are more organic. They're not tailored, they're not designed. I do a few arrangements that are asymmetrical or balanced.
Oh, what's that?
And asymmetrical is where it's L-shaped, or there's more on the left than there is on the right, or vice versa. Because you want to, like, for example, the orchids that Laura has in her hair, those come on a stem that's somewhere between 10, 12, 14 inches long, and you want to let them grow as nature would. And then there's another series of design called Ikebana. And Ikebana is 3 levels: Earth, Man, and Moon. So you have a low flower, a medium flower, and a tall flower. And the orchids, or a branch, or whatever, would be the moon. And that would be the height and the arch in the arrangement. And it just makes the arrangement stand out. It's not just round and balanced or triangular and flat. You can see through it, where negative space and positive space come together and make an impression. It's amazing what just simple 2 or 3 stems in a vase or in a Ikebana tray, in a frog, look like. It's insane how beautiful they are and how delicate they are.
And I've heard that word before. I didn't know what it meant till now.
Right.
Ikebana.
Yep. There's a whole series. I have a really dear friend, her mother studied Ikebana, and when she passed, she said to me, "I'm willing this all to you because I don't have any idea what this is." So we got all the frogs and all the books and all the containers.
Oh, cool.
And, when we do a random upscale event,
Oh, yours looks so much better.
probably because I have more fern.
I don't know.
You keep chatting about what we're doing. I'm going to grab more product.
Well, what's interesting too is when you said Ikebana, I think there's an episode of Friends where Joey does this commercial for this like lip balm, and he says, I think he's like Ikebana in it or something. It's like this blue lip stuff, and he gives it to Chandler to watch, and Chandler's like, oh yeah, I thought, because he works in advertising. I think, or Chandler works somewhere. Anyways, long story short, it's funny. He's like, oh, yeah, I thought it was really good and informative. He's like, you didn't watch it. And he's like, yeah, I did. And he's like, if you had watched it, you would have something to say about it. So they put it on, and it's like Joey turns around, he has his like blue lip stuff on. He's like Ikebana. And he's like, ooh. And I just remember him saying Ikebana. So when you said that, my brain was like,
I recognize that name.
I was like, I've heard that,
term.
but not in the same, reference that you're making.
Yep.
So yeah, okay.
But
That's cool.
Again, it's not always how many pieces. I did a design symposium with Hitomi, and she is world renowned. The woman is gifted. When God gifted her, he gave her an overdose. And she always said, if it doesn't need it, don't add it. Less is more, and more is not always better. And she explained it, and she showed us.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you just take one piece out and open up that negative and positive space and allow the beautiful faces of the flowers. Here, Laura, come forward a little bit, because you're interfering with that, or that
So like
pose.
right here?
Yep, right there.
Is that okay? Is there good or there?
Yeah, right there's fine.
Okay.
Just make sure you're going into the water.
Yep.
You can give it a push. You can, because it's pliable. There you go. It's fresh.
There we go.
So it'll take a little bit of push.
I don't know. I think I'm okay.
You are.
I'm good.
You are.
I don't think I need.
But she taught us how to
this.
step back and look at it from a distance. And I had another designer tell me to take a picture, because the picture shows all the flaws.
Yeah.
It shows the positive and negative. It shows the lights and the shadows that your eyes don't pick up. So.
Oh, this is cool. Okay.
Okay, so you need to add some more here
right
and
here.
just a couple stems like I did inside.
Okay.
Because you
okay.
want not to have that gap.
See, this is why we're doing this,
That's
man.
why
I
we're
don't
doing
know. I'm like, I'm just going in like, and I don't know if I'm doing all the, I do want to go. So, okay, yeah. So in the
Okay.
front, should
In the
I?
front, yep.
Like
Come
right
around.
there, probably.
Yep, you want it to look like a natural fern. Like a base, like a natural base.
Is it in the water? Nope, I missed the pot. Go in there, dude.
There you go.
Talk to it. I'm sorry, I think I broke your stem.
It's all right as long as it's underwater. If
talk
it's
to
cracked,
plants.
yeah, if it's cracked and underwater, it'll still absorb.
Okay.
So, and as you mentioned hair before, this one's broke and it'll dry.
Okay.
Because it's out of water.
Okay.
All right, let's take these last 2 or 3. I would put one more here and two
And two like
there.
straight in.
And when you put the 2 inside, you want to give it some dimension so it rolls forward and rolls backward at the same time.
Okay. Let's go. Did it go in? Yep, it did.
And something that I enjoy doing when I do presentations or classes or instructions, no matter what the location is, I like to go outside and walk the grounds, walk the property, and scavenge for materials because it's unexpected and it's kind of crazy. A few years back, I did tall cylindrical vases with asparagus and tulips in them.
Oh.
Because the
So you mean this way, right?
Yes.
Like I have one that way and then
Yes,
one
ma'am.
kind of this way. Okay, sorry.
But the asparagus and the tulips in a green vase looked
beautiful.
natural because it was all green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was
Yes.
no foliage. There was no leaves. It was a stem or 3 of asparagus, and it looked really, really cool.
Okay, so what do you think? He like
One more piece there.
like there. Did you go in there, little guy?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. And I drop another one down the center to fill your space, but face it away from you,
Face it like that.
like that.
way. Okay.
Yep.
Let's do, I don't know. Do I need to?
Nope, I don't think you need to
I
even
don't
trim.
need to trim.
You should put a fresh cut on everything, but it doesn't
We'll
all.
give it a little. We'll give it a little,
Little
nip.
nip. Yep, to open up the pores so it absorbs water.
We're gonna. It's like getting a facial.
Pretty much. You gotta open up the pores.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Okay, so this is a version of a stargazer lily. Let me do this one, it's a little brighter.
Oh,
This has
wow,
a pink
yeah.
throat,
Like
and
the
these
same
are
one.
really cool. And Laura, you can't mess this up. You're
Okay.
literally just going to insert, well here, let's put a finish.
Yeah. So what's this?
This is called Green Glow, and what it does, it adds a natural shine to the foliage, and it actually seals it and keeps the moisture in. Again, we're back to
think
that.
that works for you?
facial.
Do you think it works for you? I feel like I need a green glow. Oh, I'm feeling it.
So now that you're comfortable with what you're doing and the
Okay.
insertions, go ahead and take the lilies, and wherever you put them, they're right.
Okay.
Because it's your design.
Okay.
It's not out of a book. It's not something I've taught you. It's your creation.
I'm
If you
loving
wanna-
this.
I know. Isn't it great?
What?
If you want to do it all on one side and make it asymmetrical, so it's heavier here, you can do that. You can make them all the way around. You can do whatever you want to do because it's your design. And because we're inside this live capture cage, the whole thing's a mechanic. Every single opening is an opportunity for a stem.
Yeah. And these are cut already, right? I don't need to. Do they need?
Nope. You can cut them long. You can leave them long. Oops! I just triggered my trap. Oops!
He just triggered his trap, folks. You can't see it on this side, but you can see on that side. We're literally like, it's like we're literally in the rainforest with these videos now.
Yes, we are.
We really
yes,
are.
we are. All we need is a couple of macaws and a screaming monkey, and we'll be where we need to be.
Hey, well, listen, in Butler, we could probably find
Macaw.
we could-
Well, my nephew raises exotic pets, and his brother had 3 exotic birds, massive exotic birds, and it was like going to the aviary every time I went to visit them.
Oh, that's funny.
But, you know, this is the same nephew that about 10 or 12 years ago says, "Hey, Jeff, I got something new I'm going to show you." And I go downstairs, and he puts this giant black tarantula on my hand.
Oh my gosh.
And it took all I had to stay dry, because I thought, oh my God, I've got a live tarantula
What
crawling.
was that like? Because they're like fuzzy, aren't
They're
they?
fuzzy, and it was an experience. You know, it's like when the police pull you over. You have to remain calm.
And it's the worst. It's like, how do I remain calm?
Yeah.
I had one night I was leaving work late on 68, and a lot of the cars that were coming the other way, because they drive like crazy, right?
Yes.
They're coming towards me. Oh, look at us. We literally are like in the forest. Hello, everybody.
Here, let's move that out of the way a little bit.
I can also move it too.
It's all right.
It's fine. They know what we're doing. They can hear our voices.
It's a walk in the rainforest here at All About Reclaim.
It really is. Oh, wow.
And if you've noticed, everybody, I'm not standing here and pulling all the foliage off, because that foliage is part of the design. It's part of the texture.
We're going to move this guy a little bit. We're going to put him down here so we can see you from this way. I'm just moving this all around because, you know, that's what I do.
That's what editing's for, dear. That's what editing's
that's exactly
for.
what editing is for.
It makes us look amazing and sound exceptionally professional.
I definitely do enough of that. Okay, and then we're going to angle.
And as I keep joking, because I'm kind of joking, kind of not, someday if this doesn't work, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, that's the plan. And I like how you say if this doesn't work. It is.
Yeah, it is working.
It is working.
Yes, it is.
I'd say 35 years.
Yes.
That's at that point. Yeah.
Oh, and am I allowed to blow up my own skirt and tell the general public that I'm a gold award-winning vendor from the Butler Eagle Reader's Choice Awards?
Hey.
Am I allowed to tag the Butler Eagle in this?
Yeah, I think I can tag the Butler Eagle. Yeah, I could do that.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that, because then we can see what's happening. Look at that.
There we go.
Wow,
Hi,
look
y'all.
at those.
Yep.
Okay, yours is definitely... June is busted out. Sorry. I had to.
Here, I'll move mine out of your way so that you can bust out all over, Jim.
It feels like the...
I know. It's
like the right...
Yep.
Kinda,
But it's one of those things. You have to make sure that your insertions go where they're supposed to be. That's what's nice about using a vase and water. If you use foam, you only get one chance.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, right?
Because if you reinsert, it starts to break down, and the
breaks
whole
down
thing
the
disintegrates. I learned way early on about the explosion of wet foam, and it's traumatic because it's like the last one or two insertions, and the whole thing goes bloop, and just opens up. When I worked for another florist here in town, I was taking one of those giant lid sprays. They're like 5 or 6 feet long on foam. And I started out the door and I tripped and the foam went snap.
Oh no.
And I thought, oh, I'll just go jump in the dumpster because he's going to kill me. But I salvaged it. We took it back in, put another layer of foam behind it, reinforced it, put it back together, and no one was ever any of the wiser. But it's one of those things that I always want to make this point, whether I'm doing a presentation or a podcast. There's a massive difference between a professional and a DIY.
Yes.
A DIY knows what they want, but they don't always know how to achieve it.
The execution.
The execution. And a professional with years of making mistakes has figured it out.
Yeah.
And they avoid those mistakes because you make it 2 or 3 times. I mean, Laura, you've been in theater, you know exactly what I mean.
Yes.
You know, you have notes at the end of the night, and the director or the producer says, okay, 3 steps left, 3 steps right. And, you know, you just have to learn from experience. Something that I've told my staff is, and again, we've been in business now as a self-employed florist for 12 years. Once you've made 6 of them, you're a professional.
Okay.
You have to do it 6 times or more because it takes 6 times the mistakes to get to that point where you're like, oh, you know, it's like podcasts.
Yes.
You cannot tell me
listen,
that
yes, I'm
the
constantly...
first podcast and today's podcast are done by 2 different people.
It's crazy because I think a lot about the very first one I did. We did a live recording at Vintage, and I don't know why I was so nervous. I've performed on large stages,
yes,
all over the country.
Yes.
And I'm just saying all as a generalization, but Vegas and New York, right?
Right.
So let's just throw those 2 out there.
It's the whole country.
That's the country.
Bookends.
And I was just nervous because, Tammy was like introducing me to the community, you know, who
Right.
it was. And she was reading this bio and I was like, oh my gosh,
That's me.
Does this sound pretentious? Like, but it's me. This is what I've done.
Yep.
And I also think that everyone should be that way. Like
Absolutely.
you should go out and say, these are things that I've done. This is why I'm qualified.
Right.
And that's kind of
Absolutely.
how I was looking at it. But I don't know. I was so nervous for some reason. I keep looking back and I'm super prepared, ready to go, right? And I made people nervous because when I told her we were doing this, she's like, they had never done anything like that. So
Right,
people were like, what?
right.
And I was like, it's going to be fine. Like, I'm not worried. But I was definitely like, anxious, setting up.
See, in my situation, when I first started as a employee at a high-end florist, it was one of those things that I was told that the area was conservative and budget-minded, and there was no market for live traps with lilies in them. So for 11 years, I didn't do that. And when I stepped out and went to the next business and became the manager, the first thing I started to do were these ridiculous arrangements.
Yeah.
And I have a really inappropriate conversation that Laura and I will share off camera about getting a tip from a gentleman who was dating, and he had a, let's say, destination in this dating that he was trying to achieve. And I said to him, if you're trying to achieve that destination, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And my boss at the time went, is that a friend of yours? And I went, no, it's a customer. And she was mortified that I had been so abrupt with this gentleman.
But he kind of came to you first.
Right.
And you were just letting him be himself in a way.
Exactly.
And just be real.
And I had to read him. And once I read him, I said to him, this is what you need to send. I used my personal cell phone. I sent him a picture of the product that I had made. And he went, send that. I don't care how much it is. I don't care. And I said, if you end up with a good result, I get a $20 tip. A month later, I got a $20 tip in the mail.
That's funny.
I don't know if they got married. I don't know where they are today, but it was one of those things. If you don't step outside of your comfort zone, you will never know. As I tell my staff, and I've had several people work for me over the years, if you sell vanilla ice cream, you're going to sell vanilla ice cream.
Yes.
But if you offer great toppings and Rocky Road, you might sell some more Rocky Road.
I love that you used ice cream as a reference.
Sweetheart, let me turn sideways. I didn't get this way eating celery.
Well, oh, you're not drinking celery juice?
No.
Okay,
no.
so tell me again what this is. This is called...
This is amaranthus. This is Love Lies Bleeding. Okay.
It's me. It's me. Love Lies Bleeding.
Okay. So
That's beautiful.
I actually, not this particular product, but I grow this plant in my yard, and it grows 6 to 7 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
And
but it looks so like loose and...
it is. It is. It's just real fluid.
Yeah.
Because there's not a stem in there. These are just, actually what these are seed heads.
Oh, wow.
If I would shake this, it comes amaranthus seeds. Now, my nephew that works for me that has the pets grows this and puts it in a pan and cooks it. The seeds. And his daughter and his wife said it tastes like miniature popcorn.
Wait, what?
It's a grain. This is actually...
Okay, this is wild.
I know.
What?
This is an
so you
edible
can
grain.
eat it and you can use it for arrangements.
Yes. Yes.
This is a multifaceted situation here. You're multi-layered. It's not linear. It's very, yes.
Yeah. But
okay.
what they do with this is they'll take this and they'll dry it and they'll bleach it white. Mm-hmm. And then they take this and dip it in giant vats of dye, shake it off and hang it to dry, and this is the end product.
Oh,
now, what I want to do with this is, because this arrangement is finished for the general public.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not for me. I can't. I just can't. So
there's no mediocre.
Yeah, there's no mediocre.
There's none of that.
What you want to do with everything that you work with is you want to lay it out and size it. You want to evaluate your product so that you know how it moves, how long it is, how it lays. Again, I have a lovely designer who's been with me for a while, and at one point she goes, we don't just shove stuff in a vase, do we? And I went, no, Terry, we don't just shove stuff in a vase. It has a purpose. It has a direction. It has a flow. So now these are the longest 2 pieces.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is exactly what we just did. We're going to go through the grids on this crate. Oops, get it in there. I want this to come down onto the table, so it's fluid.
Yeah.
It needs to keep moving. Now, this is preserved and dried, so it doesn't have to hit the water. All right?
Okay.
So all I'm doing is adding fluidity. Is that a word?
Fluidity? Fluidity.
To
I
this.
believe so.
Okay. For those of you who follow me on social media, I can't spell.
I like that you're like, I like that you were referencing that camera.
I
appreciate that.
I'm, you know.
Listen, if I could have a crew in here, I would have a crew in here. If you want to support the Alter Ego podcast, the sports podcast, let me know.
Well, here's the thing. I still remember the first episode when you said to me, I love how you use the microphone, because I went, and
You
this is
leaned
why.
in, and I was like, not everybody knows to do that. So I'm going to separate these. We're going to look at our pieces.
Okay. So, and I have to do a shout out to my wife, because she cut my hair last night so that I look presentable. Because my favorite country song is "I Shaved My Legs for This."
Oh. Do you know how many times? Probably shouldn't.
This is why
For that much of my life.
This is why Laura and I are not allowed to hang out in public, because one of us would have to bail the other one
But we should.
out of jail. Yeah, I know, but not in Butler.
So we're going to be in another state getting arrested.
Another county. No, just in another county.
Just another county. Okay, that works.
because I'm on the board of directors for the Chamber and the Historical Society and the
We
Tourism
need
Board.
to stay.
Out of Butler County.
Okay.
I want to maintain the reputation of he's, kind of, as we talked about in the last post. The bleep in the last post is what it was.
There's a bleep.
Was I the
Well,
first
you
to-
already know there's a bleep, yes.
Wait, am I the first to be bleeped on your podcast? Oh, please tell me I was. Lie to me. It's okay.
Let me think about it. We'll say yes. One time I had to bleep Derek. He said hell.
Oh, okay.
But then Terry Hanratty came on, and the guys were talking to me. He was telling these really amazing stories, Pittsburgh Steelers,
Sure, yeah,
70s,
sports series.
like sports,
Yeah.
And he started saying hell over and I'm looking at the guys, and I was like, this is so good, but I don't know what to do. So I took it up to Tammy's office, and I was like, okay. I feel as if I bleep it out, it's going to be worse, because it'll sound like a worse word.
Yes.
And she's like, it's fine, let it go. So now the guys are like, so we're allowed to say hell. It's like, don't get crazy. But
Yeah.
in all honesty, it's not meant to be. We always say, we're not trying to offend anyone.
No,
right? It's
no.
never meant offensively. But sometimes there is like a what the what?
Yeah, what the what?
What the what?
Yep.
You know? And I feel like we all have those moments, and it's just about being human. And
Yeah.
that's really what I strive for with people. And I had a student ask me this on Monday. We did a journalism summit with high school students.
I remember you talking about that.
And one of the girls, she had asked, well, how do you, something about evoking emotion. And I said, you can't really force that. You can have topics that are very emotional.
Yeah.
And I said, one point I will say about this, if you ever were to have a conversation with someone about something that's very sensitive, you have to say that at the beginning of your episode. You have to say, disclaimer, like, this episode contains conversations surrounding, like, child loss, whatever it might be.
Uncomfortable situations
To
for
let
some
people know. I
Yeah.
said, here's the thing about these stories. I know these are sad. I said, and I know I probably just brought the whole room down by mentioning these things. However, it's real life.
Yes, it is.
And these stories, these people are on the other side of this now. They have survived. Like, this woman tells her story about how she went to prison and what happened to her when she was in prison. So now she's out of prison, and she has this whole new relationship with God that she never had. She's married. She has children. She has a thriving career.
Right, she has a real structural life, a real thriving life.
Yes, I said, so while these might be heavy conversations and people are like, oh, I don't want to hear that. It's like, but you do, because these people are on the other side of it.
Yes.
And none of us are immune to anything like really bad, or I don't even know if I want to say bad, but sad or hard or really traumatizing happening to us. That's life.
Yes, it is.
It's not so much about what has happened to you. It's like, how are you moving forward from it?
Well, that's why I'm here today. That's why this business is what it is.
Well,
Because
talk about that.
12, I think it's 12 or 14 years ago, no, 14 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with MDS, myelodysplastic syndrome, which is bone marrow cancer. And the doctor sat us down and said she has 3 to 5 years to live. If it goes into remission, when it comes out of remission, she'll be dead in a week. We're still there. We're still in that. So once a month, she gets tested. And she said to me, I want to see you live your dream before I die. And I wouldn't have done this. There was no way I would have quit my job and sold my house and moved. I didn't have the self-worth or the self-esteem to do it. But because it was something that she asked.
Which is probably surprising
for most
when people meet you now.
Yes.
But
yes.
They have to understand there's an evolution.
There is an evolution. And as I said to you in part 1, if I walk into a room that I'm not comfortable with, I don't like the vibe, I immediately shut down and sit in a corner. If you can imagine this on mute, it's really hard to believe. And
if I saw you like that, I'd be like, hey, what's going on?
Are you okay?
This is one of those rooms you were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah.
One of my best friends, who was my English teacher, and I think I talked about this in episode 1, was Bob Dandoy. And I said to him one day, can you give me an apples to apples? And he goes, oh, you are no longer an apple. He said, the apple that you were is gone. He said, you have developed into a completely different person. And I said, please tell me that different person is a better person. He said, no, it's the same person. It's just elevated, because I'm no longer quiet in a corner. I'm no longer violently introverted. I had no friends in high school. I did nothing, no social activities, nothing.
But you talked about that, why that was.
Right, because of being an only child, or not an only child, but a late life child, and having older parents. Things were a little different. And something that I've learned as an adult is if there are 4 of you in your family, if there's 3 siblings and yourself, do you realize if you sit back and close your eyes and think about it, all 4 of you were raised by 2 different people? Because as those people get older, they develop and change. And that was my point with Bob. He said, as you've gotten older, you have developed. Mm-hmm. You didn't stay stagnant and hide. Because my thoughts were, I was born and raised in Shakura. It's a lovely town. It has great history, and I love the history. I can spout just about anything to you. It had the first oil cartel in the world. Little Millerstown had the first oil cartel. It's just amazing.
Wow.
But there was not a lot of growth. Because it was a rural town.
Yeah.
And because of my experiences in life, I was exposed to the big bad world, just like you were when you left Butler and went to New York and became the superstar that you are and the legend that we are, in the presence of today. Again.
I'm goofy, but yes. And we just talked about that.
Yes, we did. Yes,
I mean, a lot of people will say, like, what brought you back? What brought you back? And I said, well, how much time do you have is typically my response. But mentally, I was not in a good place.
No.
I had left a career of 12 years that defined me, and then I didn't know who I was.
Right.
And then everything just kept going downhill from there.
Yep.
I mean, that summer, I was a whitewater rafting instructor for probably 4 days. And on day 4, rocking it on the rapids, I got hit in the face with a T-grip and it broke my nose and cut my eye. But me was like, I'm getting back in that raft. So as soon as I was cleared, the day I was cleared, I was back in that raft. But this time I was terrified.
Yeah. You were a different person.
11 days later, a guest hit me and knocked these 2 teeth out. So, I mean, I just continued to be like, okay, nothing's working. All these things that I'm trying to do now that I've left this thing that I was just like effortless.
Yes.
And I struggled, and then I moved around, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And there was a night, and I didn't even turn the lights on in my room. I was sitting in the dark in my room, in my sound booth, in my closet, because I study voiceover. I had a podcast before, and called my mom, and I said, I'm not okay. Here she thinks I'm, what's wrong? And I said, no, I am not okay.
Yeah, because you presented as okay.
And the only thing I knew was I was like, where I'm at right now, I can't stay. This is not healthy for me.
Yep.
I need to leave, and I need to come home. And I said, I am renting a U-Haul. I'm on this is a Thursday night. I said, I have to work this weekend. I need time to pack. I'm going to load this U-Haul on Tuesday because my grandmother's memorial service was that next Saturday, and I was supposed to fly home for it. I canceled my flight. I got the refund. I literally loaded this truck, put my car up on a tow dolly, took 2 days to drive with my dog, towing my car.
And made it back for your beginning of your new life.
Got here Thursday night, went to my mom and stepdad's house. Friday, my stepdad helped me unload the truck into a storage locker. And on Saturday morning, ended up getting locked out of the house and was late for my grandma's memorial service. And I was like, oh, I was losing my mind.
Yes, you would.
Because I was like, what is actually happening?
Yep.
Everything is just like testing me. And that next year was rough.
Yeah, it is.
So let's go. You're doing
Well,
your side
go
by
ahead.
side.
Yep. Yeah.
So this is yours. So now you
that's
want
the
me
finished
to.
product.
Oh
and
man,
and
no
it-
pressure.
And again, it's your design. You can do whatever you want. If you want to do them all the way around, if you want to do the cascade like I did, it's totally up to you because again, it's your design.
And like this. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. Oh wow, this is a little. This is. I feel. I have a thought.
Go ahead.
I kind
If it
of.
doesn't work, you're not going to kill it. Just move it. You know.
I'm an overthinker. Okay.
Oh, welcome to the team.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team.
Welcome. I feel like I should be hunched over, like.
You are.
Well, I am hunched over actually. I'm wearing these shoes. I like to be tall. Okay, we're gonna let it.
Yep.
I kind of think I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling I want everything to go on one side. I don't know why.
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
do
That's
that.
fine.
Okay, we're gonna take these.
Because it looks stronger. It makes a stronger statement.
I just feel like I want them to.
And something else that I always tell people is don't salt and pepper. Whenever you do a design of any type, whether it's floral, gardening, or your house, don't put stuff everywhere. Put it together, make a strong statement, because it's easier for your eye to focus. Your eye doesn't want to do this. It
These
doesn't
two
want
are-
to bounce around. And you do everything in groups of 3. If you wanted to do a tall focal point behind it, like a mirror or a picture, and
Yeah.
then 3 small pieces in front of it,
These
it
two
gives
are
your eye something to zoom in on, focus, and kind of, I guess, process, for a lack of a better word.
I don't
It'll
know.
allow
I
you
kinda
to
feel
process.
like I wanted that.
Ooh, I like that, because I like the fact that it rolls around.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. I was seeing it rolling on. This is fun.
Isn't that stuff great?
Yes. What? I love that.
Now, I'm going to try not to upstage Laura, because, again,
Nope.
the stage production.
Ooh, we have the white too.
This is the
Yes.
white.
Yeah.
Okay? This stuff is great, because it does this.
And it gets that way. You said you bleach it to get it
Yeah,
that
to
way.
get this color, it's bleached. It doesn't come this color naturally. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this in here and tuck this stem in
Oh.
and truly bring this very understated, beautiful piece. This is, just so you know, this is artificial. We
Yeah.
do
Because
every...
orchids usually don't like to be touched, right?
No, they
Is
turn
that
brown.
true?
Yes,
Okay.
they turn brown. So what that does is it gives you that little bit of movement.
It's like whimsical.
It is. It
It's
is.
very whimsical. I love that.
And again, imagine walking down the aisle as a bride and having...
Like in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But even so, like even in a church, that would still, yeah, that's pretty.
See, this is very simple, very traditional, very finished. Okay?
Oh, I love that.
That is just one step up. And it gives it a little more character. If you have that personality where just a little bit more is better, that's it. And that's us going to the prom.
This is us going with our aprons.
Yes,
Because we have no shame.
that's right.
We're wearing our aprons because we just made these arrangements.
Yes, we did.
Oh, wow. So, I don't know, did you ever give them names? I mean, obviously, it's got the cage. When you did
Well,
it
this
for the
one
guy...
was You
it
Captured
was-
My Love.
Yes, You Captured My Love. And it was like a... who were they again? Well, you don't tell me exactly who they were, but was he like a hunter or something?
No, he's a master chef, a gourmet chef.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. I love these. They're beautiful.
Yep. But again, you're not going to be able to open up a book and find
And
this.
pick that, no.
Or get on a website and find this.
No. Ooh.
As I was telling Laura in episode 1, I follow designers in Switzerland, Germany, Paris, England. England is more English garden. It's more structural and round, a lot more organic materials that are foraged, branches and vines, twigs, mosses, lichens, pods.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
big thing is, I just had the opportunity to do Valentine's Day with the Butler Eagle, and I did big giant pink protea. and the king protea is literally as big as your head, and they grow like lilacs in Hawaii on volcanic soil.
Lilacs are my favorite flower.
Right, but these don't look like lilacs.
Okay.
They're this big.
Okay.
I have one tattooed right there, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's got this big velvet center, and then these pointed, almost artichoke-style pointy things around the outside that are pink and burgundy and white and green. They're really, really cool. But what it does is it creates an immediate focal in the arrangement.
Yeah.
And it just elevates it. You could do it with a whole bouquet of carnations, and it would still be this massive focal. And again, the proteas with their giant size and their texture with the simple flat of the orchids looks stunning.
Like this. I imagine what it's going to look like.
Imagine this in 3 days when they're the size of a grapefruit.
When they're like, boom. Because I love the green. I love the vibrancy of the green. I love it.
That's why I leave this the way it is.
Yeah.
It disappears.
It totally disappears.
Yeah, you would never know.
No.
You could walk into $1 million home and this would be in the foyer, and you'd walk right past it.
And you'd have to tell people that's actually a trap. It's a main trap to catch kitties and
squirrels.
Squirrels
As I do, squirrels and possums and skunks. I live in the city, and I've caught all 3 of them in the last month.
oh wow.
In my yard, trying to
And you're like you gotta go out to the forest.
Yeah, I just take them to the conical nesting and leave them off on the side of the creek and let them go.
Yeah.
I do not throw them in the creek. I do not kill things.
No, I have a couple raccoons, and I think I'm going to call the local wildlife. There's like a wildlife thing, and have them come get them. Because I mean, they're big.
Oh yeah, they're the size of a bulldog.
They're gigantic. I've never seen raccoons that big, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
There's a skunk in town.
Oh, is
Don't
there?
be surprised if it doesn't come to your office.
Listen to me for a second. I was sprayed by a skunk in high school, and I didn't know. Because did you know that if a skunk sprays and then you walk through it right after it sprays, it did you know that?
It just permeates because it's an oil.
Permeates onto you.
Yeah, it's
well,
an
I
oil.
ran running to the bus. Now, this is me as a teenager. This is 9th grade, okay? Picture it. Butler Intermediate High School, right? Everybody knows that building.
Yep.
And I get on the bus. I used to wear hot rollers every day, and I'd take them out on the bus because my hair was real long. And I'd wear hot rollers, and I'd take my hair out, and then I'd shake it, and my hair would be real curly.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I was known for that. They were in the bottom of my, with the metal prongs, they were in the bottom of my backpack.
mother was a beautician. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I get to school, and we all smelled it. We thought the bus hit a skunk. We're like, what's going on? I get to school. I sit down in the cafeteria, and I'll never forget my friend, Amanda Garing. She comes in, and she sits next to me, and she's like, oh, my gosh. She's like, you reek. And I was like, what? She's like, you stink. You smell like a skunk. And I was like, what? No, I don't. I went like this, and it just wafted.
Oh.
So then I thought it was my bag, my sweater. I go to the nurse's office. Now, at the intermediate when we were in school, you had to go straight into the cafeteria. If you entered down here, you had to go to that cafeteria. If you entered here, you weren't allowed to go across the hallways until the bell rang to go to homeroom. Teachers are standing in the corner. I had to go across to go to the nurse's office. And I come walking, and they all went, hey. And then they went like this and leaned back.
I'm sure they did.
And I just looked down. I was like, I'm on my way to the nurse's office. And they didn't say anything. They had to put my clothes in a trash bag and put it outside and give me a different change.
Yes.
Just a top, because I smelled so bad.
Yep.
My dad took me home. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing the tomato sauce, all the tomato, we had homemade, so I'm using like mason jars of it.
Yeah, you're in the bathtub.
And it's ice cold,
Yes, it is.
so I'm like, And then I shower with soap. It didn't work.
No,
I
it didn't
still
go away.
smelled. It didn't go away.
Well, because it's in your nasal passages.
Yes. So then I'm like, I put my sweatpants on. My mom calls. She's like, I'm picking you up to go back to school. I was like, what? No, you're not. And I was like, no. She's like, it's not that bad. You're going back to school. I was like, I can't go back to school. I still smell. She's like, I'm sure it's fine. You can't miss dance tonight. And I'm like, I can't go to dance class like this.
You can't sweat.
She made me go back to school. I walk in with my note. It's only second period. I only missed first period. I only missed homeroom in first period. That's how quick this happened. Yeah. I walk in, and I walk up to the counter to give her my pass, being late, and she looks at me and she's like, I thought you were already here. And I said I was. She's like, well, what happened? I said, I had to go home. Why'd you have to go home? This lady's like drilling me, and I'm literally like, I don't want to talk about it. I said, well, I got sprayed by a skunk, and I went home to take a bath in tomato juice, and my mom's making me come back to school. And she goes, oh, well, you still stink. And she stamped my face. And I was like,
oh my God.
That's what the woman said to Hey, this is why kids are traumatized. It's because us adults traumatizing them.
Absolutely.
So I take every time I walk past them in the hallway, I'd do this to make sure they weren't looking at me. I walk into math class. Of course, my crush is in this class. And as I'm coming, there's windows on either side of the doors, and they can see me, and someone starts pointing, and they all knew. And I come in, and the teacher went like this to get my pass. He went like this, and I go, ha, ha, ha. I'm like, here's my pass. And I came in, and they were all like, oh, wow. And I was like, yeah, wow. Okay, I get it. All day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Had to go to dance class that night.
Oh, I can't even imagine sweating with skunk oil.
I mean, halfway through, I was like, I don't even want to be here.
Well, the big skunk that's in town, my nephew walks to work, and he said, Jeff, it's the size of one of your bulldogs. He said, this thing is gigantic.
It's around this area?
It's in this neighborhood.
Oh.
It was in my yard, and it must have expressed itself in my yard, and my bulldog rolled in it.
Oh, no.
So my wife wakes me up, and she goes, there's a skunk in the basement. And I'm like, okay, I have a pistol, but how do you get a skunk out of your house? Well, no, how do you get a skunk out of your house?
You gotta get someone to come.
Right. So, being the stupid idiot I am, I take the flashlight, and I open the basement door and turn the light on, and there's no smell in the basement. And I've dealt with skunks before. They smell all the time. There's no smell in the house.
Yeah.
So I do a lap around the house. It doesn't smell on the side, the front, or the side. My backyard reeks of skunk.
Oh,
it must have been in the backyard, and we put the dogs out. It must have scared it, but it didn't spray both of them. And Susie didn't have it like sprayed on her. She
just rolled
She
it.
had it rolled in it.
She had the essence of
So
it.
she had the essence down her back. So we come in and
the essence.
And Terry that works for me goes, Susie, oh, Susie.
Yeah.
And she goes back to wash her hands, and she's like, it's not working. So she poured peroxide on her hands, trying to kill it. I promptly put Susie back in the car, took her home, and gave her a Heinz ketchup bath. And, cleaned her all up and dried her off, and left her and Agnes at home because I couldn't bring a wet dog to work.
Yeah, you're like, that's not going to work.
No.
Yeah, it's trust me, ever since then, skunk sense. Well, apparently it had sprayed outside our house and woke my parents up, but they never told me.
Great.
And there was a day after that where, and I'm trying to think when this was, it was a long time after that where there was a skunk, and I opened the front door and I was like, nope, and I shut the door. I go, I'm not going to school today. Mom was like, I am not going to school today. I'm not going outside.
No.
I said, unless you can figure out a way to let me get in your car in the driveway, and you're going to drive me to the end of the driveway where the car is flush with the bus, and I can step from your car onto the bus. And I was like, that's ridiculous. I go, that's how I'm going to school today.
Yeah, I'm not doing this again.
Because you have no idea.
It took you days to get rid of the smell.
Days.
Because again.
And I was terrorized all day for it.
Yep.
And I mean, I was in 9th grade.
Yeah.
I was at that point where it's like, no. Ever since then. And then when I lived in California, my boyfriend, we were staying at his parents' house. We were downstairs, and I go, there's a skunk down here. He goes, there's no skunk. I go, there's a skunk in this house. The skunk had gotten into the air duct system, and it was above his room.
Yeah, it was in the ceiling.
And he's like, you're crazy. I go, I am not crazy. There's a skunk in here.
Yep.
And then we heard a while. I go, I told you. I go, it's in here. And he went out. They had a wildlife person come. And he goes, you were right. There was a mama skunk and had babies in there. And they were in the air duct system. And I go, told ya. Calling me crazy now.
Did they have to take it all out? Did they have to take all the air ducts out?
No, his mom had to come in and have like all this stuff cleaned, and they had to put bowls of like vinegar all around the house and like get the system cleaned out and stuff. But he put a cage like up against where they were coming in and out to capture them, and then went somewhere and released them. I go, I told you there was a skunk in here. All right, well, do you name these? Because I name plants.
We had that conversation.
We did have that conversation, but I mean, like, like this is like Myrtle. This is like Myrtle, the Captures of Love by Myrtle, or something, like just a little more extensive.
Remember, I'm a guy.
I know.
I don't get that emotional.
Yeah,
I am emotionally sensitive, but I am not. No.
I would be like, oh.
I give them a title, not a name.
Myrtle.
You have to understand. I adopt my children out every day.
Yes, I
am
know.
not giving my children names. They have titles, and then they make me money and go somewhere.
You captured my love.
Yes.
Myrtle. I don't know why Myrtle. I have no idea why. I think it's because she's wise and
and elegant.
And she's elegant and wise and. It's so weird.
You kill me. You kill me.
That's it. All right. Amazing. Well, thank you, sir. This was so fun. I don't know why I'm gonna like high five you.
I don't care.
I'm like high fiving you. They're beautiful. Well, thank you for listening. And if you're
Ever in need.
talk about everything you do. Weddings, you do
Weddings,
special events.
anniversaries, birthdays, sympathy pieces. And again, I have had clients walk into a funeral home and go, that's mine. And not meaning me, meaning their piece like this that's going to stand out in a crowd. It's not going to be something that you can pick out of a book or off a website. And we try to listen to the client and find out what the personality is and involve that personality. Because, like, for an example, birthdays. The farmhouse thing has been a big trend. So I went and found crockery water pitchers that you can use for a party. You can use them to water your plants, but they become utilitarian and it becomes a memory as part of the gift. Because I hear way too often fresh flowers die. Yeah, in a week or two if you take care of them. If you don't, I mean, I don't know if I told Laura this story. I had a woman that had gotten a dozen roses in a box, and if you've had that opportunity to have someone send them to you in a box, they come with little plastic water tubes. Well, she took them out of the box and put them in a vase of water, and in 3 days they were dead.
Didn't take the
She never
tubes
took
off.
the tubes off.
Oh, yeah.
But it was our fault because our flowers were garbage. And I said, ma'am, that's weird because I've sent out like 4 dozen of those roses and no one's complained. I said, can you send me a picture? So she sends me a picture and I go, and I can see the tubes. And I said to her, I said, ma'am, this is your learn something new today. I wasn't derogatory, I wasn't mean or belittling. I said, man, I'll send you another dozen roses in a vase. And she said, that's great, you don't have to do that. Why are you doing that? And I said, if you look in the vase, those little green plastic tubes.
Your flowers they're like
starving to death.
They're literally like it's like air.
Yeah.
Water's air to them.
Yeah. So she was ever so grateful, and she's been a client ever since.
Oh, I love that.
But it's one of those things.
But yeah, but that's
You have to explain
yes
to the customers. You have to
Yes.
give them knowledge, because unless you get flowers like I'm sure Laura has over the years as being so active and in
Yes, I have
productions
done
and
flowers.
shows and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's a tradition to present the actor or dancer with a bouquet at the end of the performance.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never gotten those, you don't know how to deal with them. You know, I had a woman the other day that said, I'm 58 years old, never gotten flowers. And I thought, okay, I need to find her family on Facebook and humiliate them. Because this woman's amazing. I'm going to shame people into sending flowers to their loved ones. Because if your mother does your laundry, cooks your meals, watches your children, and drives them back and forth to school, you should send her flowers.
And not, I mean, for holidays and birthdays and stuff, I love that.
Random Tuesday.
But even random times.
Random Tuesday.
Yeah, if something like happened and they're having like a really bad week and you know it, like get them some flowers.
Well, because of the fact that we have bulldogs, I have a lot of friends that have bulldogs. Mm-hmm. And when they lose one, we immediately send flowers.
Aww.
Because your heart is broken. And if somebody acknowledges that broken heart, it's anything with 4 little legs or a little beak.
Trust me, yes. Any living thing that,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I just sent flowers to a really good friend of ours. We did her wedding a number of years ago, and she and her husband are expecting. And I sent a little velvet teddy bear, and the card message was, congratulations on adding to your pack, because she's got 5 or 6 dogs. And, you again, injecting that personality in.
Yeah. But also knowing your clients, and when you have that personal connection with people, that's important.
Yep. It's so funny because my wife knows everybody's birthday, everybody's anniversary, everybody's birth, death day, all that. I know what the inside of your house looks like. I can tell you where all your pictures are. I can tell you where the lamps are.
I know the inside of your house looks like.
It's in my soul.
Yes.
And I have 5 or 6 clients that'll call me and go, I need something new for the foyer. And I'll go, boop, 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 take a picture, and they're like, perfect. How did you do that? I'm like,
Yep.
I don't know what your address is, but I can tell you what your living room looks like.
Yes. Perfect. Well,
So,
love it.
now I'll high-five you.
Yes, there we go. There's our high-five. There's our
There's just something special about seeing creativity come to life in real time. And Jeff makes it look effortless. From the smallest detail to the full vision, it's all done with heart. This is one you don't just hear, you experience. Thanks for spending time with us. Thank you for tuning in to Alter Eagle. Join me every Wednesday for a new episode. And be sure to click subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Alter Eagle Podcast. Until next time, stay safe, stay hopeful, stay kind.